Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation. Not just creation getting created. Even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created. And pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has is 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has is 5 phase, Ishana Murti has is 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 faces of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda Order of monks, nuns, Hindu diasporas, are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time-capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamala Pita Sarvanya Pita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Surya Vamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva Gana. All the Shiva Ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva, when you choose your Guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity which is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness Nithyananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati for the power of will and powerful cognition from Bhagavad Gita decoded from Bhagavan Satsang. Let's listen to Bhagavan Satsang.
Or the way in which your past is lived, the way in which you lived your past life, only then you will be able to be spontaneous. Spontaneity is one of the great spiritual quality. One person, I was speaking at the time on Isavasya Upanishad. I was giving a discourse. One elderly person, by seeing you can say well-read, scholar, elderly scholar. Straight away he walked into the hall. I was giving discourse. He did not even have a basic courtesy to put any question after the discourse. Straight away he walked into the hall and said, all these fools who have not read, you can make them listen to you. Can you make me listen to you? I just said, please come, I am not able to hear what you said. He came near. I said, please come this side. What do you want to say? He came this side. Then I said, I think there is some table. Please come this side. I turned this side. He naturally came near. Then I told, already you have listened to me 3 times. Now sit and listen what I say. Already you obeyed me 3 times. Now sit and listen what I say. You seem to be a very good person. Sit and listen. You can never escape from spontaneity. Later on, I was surprised. I read this same story with a Zen master. After this incident happened, sometime I was reading some book, I read the same story, a Zen master's life. I was surprised how this history repeats itself. Anyhow, then the guy was shocked. He was shocked. What happened? Actually, when you have the spontaneity, nothing can stop you. Spontaneity is one of the great spiritual quality. Here, Krishna gives 4 different instructions. Either you can establish yourself in Bhakti Yoga or live a regular routine life of spiritual routine, or sacrifice all the fruits of action to God, or live in the consciousness and do the action. Whatever you want, you can do. He says, at least, if not this, do this. If not this, do this. If not this, do this. Now, all we need to understand is, don't stop in the low level. Try to always go to the higher level. When you can't go to the higher level, at least stay with the lower levels. Don't renounce completely. Somebody asked me, Swamiji, why do we have so many gods in India or in the Eastern religions? All Eastern religions have got many gods, whether it is Hinduism or Buddhism or Jainism. They all have so many gods, so many saints, so many gurus. And all the Western religions has got only one God. Why? See, Vivekananda says beautifully in one place, in one discourse, freedom is the basic condition for any growth. In any field, if growth has to happen, means freedom is basic condition. Basic condition. In the East, always they have had inner freedom. You can worship whatever God you want, according to your mind, according to your mental setup. You had a complete freedom in the inner world. Your husband can worship Shiva and you can worship Kali. Your husband can worship Kali and you can worship Rama. Nobody will disturb. Your religion or spiritual practice is your option. That's why we have the concept Ishta Devata. Ishta Devata means whatever form suits your mind, you can worship that form. In scriptures they say 33 crore devatas, means 330 million gods. Actually, I think that time that was the population. So they wanted, let each one have customized God. Let you have customized God. That is why they said 330 million. Now, if the scripture is written, they will say 6 billion gods. Each one has got freedom to choose his path. They had inner freedom. That is why the East has grown so much in spirituality. In that freedom, there are so many good things. Tremendous research work happened in the inner world because of that freedom. So much of research is done in the inner world, and so much of truths related to inner world is brought to the light, brought to the humanity, because so many people entered into that. There will always be few fake. Please be very clear. When so many millions of people enter into that path, when so many millions of things are expressed, there will always be one or two superstitious things. You think superstitious things are only in the spirituality. In science, lot more superstitious things exist. In science, lot more superstitious things exist. At least in spirituality, they have no vested interest of saying something. Whatever masters say, that is not going to add anything in their personal life. They are going to eat only that much, and they are going to wear only those few pieces of dress. Nothing is going to add in their life. But with the scientists, whatever they declare, it is going to add name and fame, money, comfort to their life. So naturally they have vested interests. With the spiritual people, the more they are renouncing, means less they enjoy the comforts of the outer world, more they are respected. So naturally, whatever truths they declare, whatever research they do, it's not going to add anything to their personal life. Because the respect is given only based on the life, not on their words. With scientists, it is based on their words. So in science there is more possibility for superstitious things than in the spirituality. And more people, when they enter into this life, there will always be one or two superstitious things. Just because of that, we can't say the religious freedom itself is wrong. Spiritual freedom itself is wrong. It has done a lot of good things also. In the West, they have social freedom. You can marry as many number of times you want. You can change your house the way in which you want. You can change your profession the way in which you want. Nobody will bother. Nobody will mind. You can dress as you want. Still now I know in India, people who obey the family traditions, who have not gone out of their family homes, they don't even shift their houses, they don't change profession, they don't change lifestyle. East, they don't have social freedom, but they have spiritual freedom. In the West, they had social freedom, but not spiritual freedom. Any growth to happen, freedom is basic condition.
Bhagwan beautifully said how freedom is the basic condition for anybody to experience, and how spiritual freedom gives us so much of depth in the spirituality, that each one is Paramashiva, each one is a beautifully unique Paramashiva, expressing the state, space, powers, and superconsciousness of Paramashiva, and each one lived on planet Earth as gods and goddesses. With that, let's move to the Shastra Pramana. Shastra Pramana for Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.13. Icha Shakti Ruma Kumari. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, his will is the energy of Shiva, and it is called Uma, the independent power of Paramashiva, and it is called Kumari, the cosmic energy that plays. Bhagavan exactly translated how the freedom is given in our spiritual context to choose any guru, choose any Ishtadevata, worship any object or person as God. The amount of freedom that is there in Hinduism is amazing, mind-boggling. That is why the crores and crores and crores of God and goddesses exist, Bhagavan says. Bhagavan says so beautifully, when you have the feeling connection, which is more important. He says, when one person came to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and said, I want to become your devotee. He said, did you fall in love? He said, I am a brahmachari. I cannot fall in love. He said, no, you have to go and experience basic human love. Then only you will understand the divine love. It's so important how the beyond the thoughts, beyond the mind space, how the love just manifests as the ultimate freedom for us. How Bhagavan says again and again that we fall in the deep love with something, we are ready to even give up our life, and we are ready to do anything for that. That only happens when you are in love with something so much. And when you don't know even to love anything that much, you cannot understand the higher consciousness. The higher consciousness is nothing but the pure state of love, which is not physical or emotional or mental. It is something beyond the space that is, and makes you completely experience out of gratitude. And how Bhagavan says, living that space, that I am Paramashiva again and again, not getting clutched with anything. That is the biggest freedom that you can experience. The freedom in outer world is still a bondage. Freedom in the inner world, Bhagavan says, is liberation. Even if you have four things to choose, the choicelessness is one more choice, which is fifth, is only a choice, and you are still stuck with the choice. If you have anything that you can do is a choicelessness, then that is the perfect. Bhagavan says, out of choice, even if you take sannyas, even if you get married, if you go to a college, anything out of choice, you will be not successful. It will be a failure, because choice will bring you deep depression, because there's other parts of the choices which you did not experience. The whole is what you need to experience as freedom, not the part. Bhagavan beautifully said, I don't miss anybody, because I am always with everybody. We miss somebody is because we have not fully spent our space with them when they are there. So when they're not there, we feel that guilt and keep on missing them. We want to experience the joy again and again, because we did not experience it fully when they were there, or the object is not there. People miss the food, they miss people, is because there's something which they did not do. As a child, the child doesn't even know what is missing. They know only missing is missing an object when something is lost. They have no idea. But as they grow, they learn the attachment and start missing something which they feel as security or as bond, something they feel that it's going to give them. Here, Bhagavan says, no choice, no possessing, just being unclutched will completely heal our space inside, and completely go again and again, falling into the space of spontaneity and choicelessness will heal our body to a large extent, to make us understand that Paramashiva is the only real space. Everything else that we take it as a security or joy or whatever we have, the words that we describe, will only fail us in miserable way, and we will feel very depressed after knowing that. He says, only surrender to Paramashiva, who's your real eternal space. He's going to be there alive for you for eternity, and he's going to be with you forever and ever and ever. And he is you when you understand the reality. You merged into him. That will be the ultimate. That is what Andal, 16 years, she understood. Markandeya, 16 years, he understood. Prahlada, 5 years, he understood. Nachiketa, again, 12 years, he understood. Even his children, they all understood that the highest reality is what exists as permanent. All the other things are impermanent, whatever we call as freedom. It is only a bondage in a new frame. So beautiful and so powerful. With that, let's go to the beautiful space of Apta Pramana, how the rishis understood these sciences and manifested powers of Paramashiva. Apta Pramana are authorities of Hinduism who have time tested, verified all these powers. Here from the source of Raghavendra Mutt official website. Once Guru Raghavendra visited Adhoni and accepted Manakam's invitation to stay with him. Venkana's invitation to stay with him. Venkana spoke eloquently about Guru Raghavendra powers to his Nawab and forced him to visit the Guru Raghavendra to pay respect to Nawab secretly. Ordered 3 silver plates full of meat, but totally covered with a silk cloth, and prepared along with the offering brought by Venkana. Nawab also offered his covered place as Naivedyam to Moola Rama. Guru Raghavendra saw through his guile and sprinkled water from his Kamandalu water pot on the plates. Later, he ordered the cloth to be removed. The Nawab was waiting for this moment with he was licking his lips and anticipating of unmasking this Brahmin Swamiji. When the cloth were removed, they revealed 3 plates full of fresh flowers and fruits. The Nawab was astonished as to how the meat had got converted into fruits, instantaneously realized the greatness of the Guru Raghavendra and the great sin he has committed by testing man to be God, and ultimately surrendered. Such a great space of all these great saints who lived and only lived for the space of Paramashiva as their reality. Now let's go to the Atma Pramana. Atma Pramanas are Bhagwan's Leelas. Bhagwan himself narrates.
Let more and more of your biomemory and muscle memory become completion-based thinking. Reality-based thinking. You will live. It's not that you will not bother about fact. You will handle it intelligently. It's not that you won't eat, but food won't be able to eat you. Now, you are so obsessed with facts, it's not that you are using them, they are using you. If you are smoking 1 cigarette per day, you are smoking the cigarette. If it is 100, cigarette is smoking you. If you are eating, which is necessary for living, you are eating the food. If it is more than that, food is eating you. Same way, facts. It is required for a smooth running. Like you need to know 2 plus 2 is 4. So that when you receive salary, you collect that money exactly and come back, live your transactions based on those facts. But that itself is not, cannot be core of your cognition. Understand? See, you have to learn driving to reach your office, but that itself is not enough for you to run your office. Driving is a basic lesson for you to reach your office, but to run your office you need a different cognition. If you think, oh, driving itself is a big, great thing I learnt, then be a driver your whole life, that's all. Not more than that. You will never become a CEO. Understand? The fact-based cognitions, understandings, calculations are like learning to drive, but reality-based cognition is learning to live. Learn to live. Please learn to live. That's all I am saying. And the grace which comes to you when you learn to live, the courage of enlightenment, the beauty of enlightenment, the grace of enlightenment, even the kings will feel jealous of you. Celebrities will feel shy looking at your grace, and kings will feel jealous of the power you are radiating. Businessmen will feel guilty of the way you are living. I am telling you. It is reality-based life, reality-based cognition. No one can torture you. All the fellows who try to torture you will finally torture themselves and disappear. Karma comes back. Please understand, life functions with a clear, straightforward, honest, authentic principles. It is intelligence. No way you can cheat life. No way you can cheat life. Life has no hypocrisy. Life has no place for hypocrisy. Understand? Cognition, your inner thinking, feeling, decision making, your cognition, if it functions based on reality, it's not that you will forget the facts. You will know the facts and you will be able to play with the facts. People will feel you are doing miracles, but you are not doing miracles. You are just playing with the facts. Listen. If you stand with the cognition of reality, neither somebody can honor you, add something to you, nor somebody can dishonor you, take away something from you. The person who tries to honor you will be more and more happy. The person who tries to dishonor you will more and more fall into depression and suffer. The person who tries to honor you gets that same honor back because you can't be honored. The person who tries to dishonor you gets back the same dishonor because you can't be dishonored.
Manifesting the power of will, changing the taste of the solid of yourself, for solids for yourself, the changing of the taste. Shakshi Pramanas are the disciple devotees all over the world, initiated by Bhagavan, manifesting and demonstrating and sharing with the world. Here we have a devotee. She's saying, we worked with the power of changing the natural taste of the food items. I decided to change the flavor of the salt to sweet. I entered into oneness with Bhagavan to change the taste from salt to sweet. First try, no change. Second try, no change. Third try, no change. fourth try, I said, okay, Swamiji, I surrender. Show me what you want to show. At the moment of my entire body became this sweet essence. Then Swamiji said, take one granule. So I took one granule of salt, and oh my God, it tastes just like beautiful bouquet of flowers. Then this bouquet filled my entire mouth. Wow, it so beautiful that she's sharing. Now let's go to the instruction for manifesting the power of changing the solid.
Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies, what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state.
Now the Kenopanishad is taking it to the next level. Declaration, not prayer. Me, my ability to will. Understand? Just like you have various abilities, ability to see, ability to use your hands, ability to use your legs, ability to listen, ability to think, you have something called ability to will. The ability to will integrates all your abilities. The ability to will is the spiritual umbilical cord connection with cosmos. Understand, other than God, no one can will. When we are told only God's will be done, means actually no one else can have will. Only God can have will. If you are having the power to will, you are connected to God, you are part of God, you are Him. Understand? Power to will is umbilical cord connection with God. Our umbilical cord connection with God is our power to will. If you will, no one can deny it. Even God cannot deny it, because your will is bestowed on you.
The signs of power of will. The signs of power of will. Science say that eye color is a character determined by two distinct factors: the pigmentation of the eye's iris and the frequency dependence of the scattering of light. In humans, the pigmentation of the iris varies from light brown to black, depending on the concentration of melanin in the iris, which is determined by our DNA. The appearance of blue and green, as well as hazel eyes, result from the Tyndall scattering of light. Eye color varies depending on the lighting conditions, especially for lighter colored eyes. Epigenetics is the study of heritable changes that do not involve DNA sequence, but DNA expression alterations. DNA, methylation, histone, acetylation. These alterations are triggered by different factors such as nutrition, behavior, physical activity, working habits, smoking, and alcohol consumption. Stress meaning the very quality of our state of consciousness. Health is your nature. You don't need to create it. You just need to remember it. Then the epigenome starts to realign itself. From the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Consciousness alters your DNA.
The epigenetics. They have done so much of research on this field, on this epigenome. Epigenome is a protein particle responsible for your genes and all the happenings based on genes. Please understand. We are always taught genes are responsible for our diseases. No, it's not true. Even your DNA is not responsible. The quality of your consciousness is responsible. The quality of consciousness can directly change DNA. Asan Church very beautifully proves even the persistent diseases handed over to you by the previous generations, like cancer, sugar, blood pressure, heart diseases, even they can be just altered, changed, transformed by the quality of your consciousness. Another one research proves only 35% of your DNA is responsible, only 35%, for what you are, who you are, how you are, and all the major factors like your longevity, disease, health and everything. Only 35%. The science of epigenetics and the epigenome opens a new door to the great truths declared by Patanjali and Swatmarama. Patanjali in Raja Yoga Sutras and Swatmarama in Hatha Yoga Sutras. Shiva Sutras says very clearly, the man who is in perfect health just by his nisangalpa, means the intentionless consciousness, can transmit that to a human being or any being.
Make sure the setup is clean. Have the camera with the timestamp. If you have Jnananjan, keep it ready. If you can bring any solid food item, which is sattvic completely, which is vegetarian meal. Take a few moments to set up the camera. Download the timestamp app, click on the video, ensure the time is shown on the screen vividly and clearly. Make sure the camera is facing the object and you clearly to capture the most beautiful moments of Bhagwan's Shakti happening here. Please take few minutes to set it up. Let's start with turning on the video recording. Put the Jnananjan, if you have them, between your eyebrows. Step 3, visualize Swamiji and bring awareness between your eyebrows. Step 4, gaze intensely at the object in front of you without touching. Step 5, through the power of will to change the taste of the solid. Taste should go from sweet to salt or any change of the taste. Please make a note. Step 6, share your videos with others and listen to others' experience and manifestation. Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagwan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagwan's words what is Shaktipada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and our egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence, the Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me, why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here, Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness, through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea-based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed. like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye, again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Paramashivoham. Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Verification process for changing the taste of the food item that you have on the plate. Step 1, verify that no video editing is done on Shakti Pramana videos. Step 2, make sure the video is not stopped and restarted in the process of manifestation. Step 3, make sure all videos are verified with the timestamp. Step 4, all videos should have a wide angle view. Step 5, make sure not to touch the object during the power manifestation. Step 6, make sure you do not tamper the liquid or solid in front of you by adding any sugar or salt or any item in the middle. Thank you for participating. Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar Manifesting Power Groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity, Bhagavan says. The quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra. Thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the power manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Parameshivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham